Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So it's been a while. I feel rusty for sure, but we're just gonna get started. So the reason why I'm making this video is there has been a lot of life changes happening in our life, especially for me as a mom, as a wife, as a woman, and I wanted to finally open up and let you guys know A, why I fired my job, B, why I'm chasing my dreams and goals of being a content creator, and C, what has been going on really, just as a mom. I want to start with why I am here. So why did I start YouTube? Why am I so passionate about fashion? Why am I so passionate about encouraging other women, other moms, just letting them know that we are just so much more than what the scale says, what the size of our jeans are. Here's the backstory. Back in high school, right? We'll start even with high school. Even as a kid, I always had like a curvier figure. I always had a butt, thighs. I was always like, just had hips naturally. I became a teen and I got my own job. You would always find me shopping. I loved clothes, but there still weren't a lot of places to get clothes for someone who was curvier. I had always knew, like in my head, I had always felt like I'm pretty. I was like, yeah, you know what? I feel pretty, I'm cute, but it was always more like my body. It was always like, I'm too chunky to wear that, I'm too curvy to wear that, or I could never wear that dress like my friend does because it will show my belly. Like a lot of insecurities with my body, and I just didn't love that. Been like a journey, honestly, like a really long journey, and here I am. I think the biggest change in me, the reason why I started really chasing content creating to encourage other women, I just wish someone would have told me after high school that your body changes and that your body is meant to change with life changes, and that's okay. And that's what I'm about, okay? Like, our body is meant to change, guys. It really is, I promise you. But I didn't understand that. And I gained a significant amount of weight after high school. And I got married in 2015 to my high school sweetheart, Ruben. And he has been nothing but seriously an angel with me, so graceful as I spoke just negative things to myself. And I would say in 2015 is when I really struggled. I went through anxiety really bad. I'm talking about crying on the floor, like in my room, on the bed, rocking myself back and forth in the dark, to the point where my husband would come in and he would be so scared and so concerned, and he's like, I'm getting emotional, but because I just remember those times of like being so insecure with my body and just feeling so I just didn't understand, like, why is my body like this? What, like, it just so much pressure to the point where I'm having anxiety of like, I feel so gross about myself. I don't want to live in this body, essentially. It was bad. And the things that I spoke to myself that I do not allow myself to say anymore, of, you know, I'll say them out loud now because I'm being vulnerable and like talking with you guys, but they were really ugly. You know, like, you're so fat, you're so pathetic, like how could you allow yourself to get to this point? You're not even healthy. Like, it was bad. It was just bad. I was delivered from anxiety, and I will say that because wholeheartedly as a Christian woman, I did a lot of praying, a lot of soul searching, and I do not struggle with anxiety anymore. Thank you, Jesus. But it was definitely a very hard year for me. And within that year, my husband was just always, trying not to get emotional. I just truly, like, am so thankful. So thankful for him and for God, for my husband, for my mom, for like everybody that was there for me in that time, because it was really hard. Again, back in 2015, my husband was really like, just be my person, and that's when Instagram was like starting, and you started seeing like women coming out with like body confidence and like beauty beyond size, and Ashley Graham and Tess Holliday, like all those women were really coming out. So he encouraged me. He's like, hey, why don't you start like an Instagram encouraging other women to like embrace their curves, because you're really trying to do that yourself. I started an Instagram called Sassy and Curvy. It's no longer active, guys. I'll tell you why in just a second. But I started that Instagram, and I had quite a big following. I was encouraging other women on there, but it was turning into more of like, I was posting pictures that weren't I don't even know how to say it. They were just a little bit more risque. I was never like, you know, showing the goods, but I was showing my curves more, and it was more lingerie. I'll be transparent with you guys. You can't judge me, okay? You cannot judge me. I was truly doing it to encourage other women and to encourage myself, and it really did help, guys. It seriously helped me so much. But like I said, it was turning into something that I did not want. So I made the decision to stop that Instagram page, take all the photos down, and just to delete it completely. I've always loved fashion, and I had never, like, you rarely see girls, like curvy girls in movies or TV shows, especially like when I was growing up back in the early 2000s. I mean, my inspiration was Miley Cyrus, Hilary Duff. If there was a curvier character in a movie or, you know, a show, they were always like the nerdy friend or like the really smart friend, but they were never like the main character. They were always like a background character. In a nutshell, that is essentially why I started my YouTube, why I started posting more fashion content on my Instagram almost a year ago now. I can't believe this June will be 1 year that I have officially like started all of this. Next is about my children and what we're going through as a family, and the reason why it was decided that I needed to stay home as a full-time mom. I don't want to make this like a two-part video, so I'm sorry if there's like so much information crammed in, but just let me know if you have questions about any of this. When August, our first daughter, was smaller, we noticed that she wasn't really talking much. So we, you know, took her to her primary doctor, and they suggested speech therapy because they did agree that she should be saying more words and trying to put sentences together, all of that jazz. So she did. She started speech therapy, and she slowly started coming along. Well, that was one thing that just, I felt like, man, I wish I was there more with my kid. I wish, you know, because as the mom, I truly believe that the mom just brings a different level. I feel like moms are just the rock. They're the rock star, like, of their, like, getting their kids, like, on, I don't know, like, not the right track, but, like, helping them along like the curves and stuff of life. Just going on speech therapy and stuff, and she started a all-day preschool program a couple days a week, and we had just really seen her soar, which, thank you Jesus, I'm so happy. She still is in speech therapy, and we know that she still has some ways to go, but from where she first started a year ago to now, she has come such a long way. Now I'm going to talk about my twins, Lyric and Rain. So these two, I love my babies so much. I love all my kids so much. I just noticed, like, I don't know, they're just different. So, and some of the things, what I mean by different is, I'm gonna take my son Lyric for a moment. I would notice that he would have really big feelings, and what I mean by that is like meltdowns. He would have really big meltdowns, especially when we were transitioning. And I noticed he got fixated on like saying certain things, like 1, 2, 3, like his numbers, he will say those all day long. It calms him down, the ABCs. And then my daughter Rain, she wasn't responding to her name at all. So you would call her name, and by the 3rd or 4th time, she would finally answer, but then she wouldn't like acknowledge you. So it was like she wouldn't make eye contact with you at all. She also had really big feelings, so when she would have a meltdown, she would want to hit and kick and pull hair, and I'm like, okay, this is totally different from August, and it's both of you. I'm like, what is going on? Finally, something just clicked, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I've seen this before. And I had seen it before in my brother Matthew. And my brother Matthew is autistic. I'm here sitting thinking, well, is it my 2-year-old just being a 2-year-old, or are they possibly autistic? Made the decision to have them seen by their primary doctor and to voice my concerns. He referred us to a speech therapy because, again, I noticed they weren't saying a lot of words, my twins. And then we had an appointment with here in the greater Michigan area. We went to a place called Community Mental Health, where they kind of do like a pre-assessment, I would say. They send them off to a psychiatrist where they have a complete autism test. Community Mental Health did refer Lyric and Rain to have what's called ADOS tests. Autism essentially is people who have a hard time kind of reading social cues, have repetitive behaviors. Autism is such a broad scale too that, you know, there's just so many variables that go into it. We set up that ADOS testing and we had to wait 6 months. There's such a long list, I guess, for like children getting tested for autism nowadays, that yeah, we waited 6 months. Psychologist who tested them, they did come back with the ADOS testing confirming that both Lyric and Rain have autism. Okay, I'm back. I had to take a quick break there. Hair looks a little different, my makeup and stuff. That is why. As I was saying, both Lyric and Rain, my twins, who are now 3 years old, have officially been diagnosed with autism. Autism is not a bad thing, and I don't even know if I already mentioned it, but when I was even getting them tested at Community Mental Health to see if they were really showing signs to, you know, get the ADOS testing, it took a mental toll on me, and there was just so much built up from that I don't think I ever fully let myself feel, because when you have kids back to back and then you have twins and you have other things in the background going on, it is a lot on you, and it's like you don't have time to stop and breathe and think. And once I let go of my job, I was fully able to feel everything. There's still a lot that we have to do. My kiddos are starting, all of them will be in speech therapy, and you know, the twins will be in ABH therapy. I'm very excited to be a part of the therapy with the kids, with the speech therapy with the children, so that way I can continue to learn and put, again, tools in my toolbox, so that way I can assist them, and so that way they learn how to, because already they process things differently. I want to be able to help them through those processes and what triggers them, and you know, what can we do if we're feeling overwhelmed. So there's a lot. Now, I jam-packed this video with a lot, but I feel like all of it goes hand in hand, because I know that I have so much more to offer, and I have so many skills that I can utilize here in this space. I want to encourage you today that you're going to make it. It's going to be okay, and that the Lord always has something for us. And I truly, truly, truly believe that. I don't fully understand why he chose us, why he entrusted us, me and Ruben, so much with this journey, but there's a reason. I'm gonna wrap this video up, but we are still experiencing a lot of emotions, and it has been an emotional roller coaster. Kids are so smart. It doesn't matter, you know, that they have autism. They're still smart, they're still amazing, they're still healthy. They have all those things, and that is what I'm just so thankful for. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, if you have any questions, just leave them down in the comments below. I'll be happy to answer them. Also, make sure to follow me on other platforms like TikTok and Instagram. I do post consistently there. Again, I know I haven't been as consistent on YouTube, but now you know the reason of just there was a lot of things going on in the background and I just needed to take a chill pill and just like let one thing settle. Love you guys, and I just can't wait to see where this journey takes me, and I really hope that this encourages someone. Again, I don't know what this is going to look like with my content, but we'll see where it goes. I love you guys. Thanks for listening. Bye.